And no, it doesn't apply to people who are 400 or 500 pounds trying to make it look like they look good. No, you look horrendous. You look horrible. Lose some weight. It supersedes being not hot and 6'3". Hi there, ugly man who's 100 pounds overweight. I don't think that guy's getting more girls than Mr. Super Hot 5'5". Especially if that 5'5" has money, fame, athleticism.
This is a brain rot special.
Tia Matic cooking in the basement.
Coach Greg, in today's video, looks is controlling Mr. Mike's life. His favorite influencer, of course, Claviculum. They see eye to eye. They're not happy with their appearance and they're willing to do anything and everything in order to improve it. And so he's on the Jack Neal podcast, which also hosted Clavicular. Everyone say hi to Greg Doucette, who's definitely going through these comments right now. And they're gonna dig a little deep. I'm Gregging my Doucette to this. Let Greg give your opinion. Hey, if you want me to give your opinions for you, I see nothing wrong with that. It's probably a lot better than your own. Bro thinks he's Clav. Well, technically, Bro's been Clav before Clav was born. How do you think Clav became Clav? By watching guys like Mike Israetel go through all these surgeries, yap about losing because he didn't have a proper tan, and being neurodivergent. Does anyone think that Mr. Mike is normal? Of course he's not. And so we have these people who are a little bit extraño. They're strange, perhaps a little weird. And they do things to their body, bones smash, rip skin off of their body, suck out all the fat cells from, a dirty bulk in their 20s. And they promote it to other people saying, hey, it's amazing. If you look better, your life is better. And looking good, it's more important than feeling good, than being healthy. And so Mr. Mike's, he's ascended. He's Looksmaxxed. That is his new ideal. Why is there a DR in front of Mike Israetel on his Instagram? Has any of you noticed this? It says Dr. Mike Israetel. It's Mr. Mike Israetel. Why is there a DR? And so Mike, he cares so much about showing off his body. He's flexing, he's shirtless. Every other day, it seems to be another update. People don't do that unless they're obsessed with their appearance, of which Mike obviously is.
On a prima facie analysis where we just don't know you at all and we didn't even ask, if you're interested in food or in training and fitness, the probability that you care about how you look is exceedingly high.
What I find interesting is that Mike started off not caring about his appearance. He went on Dreamer bulks. He was literally obese. 270 pounds is a 5'5.5" manlet. He's even shorter than Coach Greg. He states himself that he was 30% body fat. We know that it was 40. But since that time, after coaching other people, after studying, going into the psychology of everything, he now decided for himself that he wants to Looksmaxx. Gone are the days when he could be happy with a healthy, 15% body fat. You know, what people teach us that's actually important? To be healthy. And so Mike, he threw away his ambitions of being healthy. He no longer cares. Once upon a time, Mike was 100% natural. Eventually, he decided to take steroids, which, his words, can alter your brain. Since that time, he's evolved. He's ascended. He's cut out the skin on his stomach, sucked out the fat, and is chasing after an IFBB Pro cards as he does plan on getting a proper And so the skin aesthetics, getting the tan, he's shaved off his body, shaved off his hair, and he wants to achieve the pinnacle Greek god physique. He stated he plans on sucking out the fat on his triceps, on his back, and that he may in fact remove some of his ribs to get himself a smaller waist. Eventually, he perhaps will become a robot and make love with ChatGPT 6 after giving it a hug. And so here lies the problem. The more people get educated on the importance of looks, the more they go into the rabbit hole, and the more they develop body dysmorphia. This is a clear-cut case, in my opinion, of body dysmorphia. The same applies to claviculum. At
Clavicular.
first, it makes sense. Mike, you're 40% body fat. Could we lose some weight? Let's lose 50 pounds of fat and go from there. You then start eating healthy, you get my cookbook, you go to the gym, you do cardio, but it's not enough. You then discover steroids. Mike Israetel, I believe he was in his 30s. Claviculum,
Clavicular.
14. And once you take steroids, your body is going to improve, but it's never enough. You keep going. Eventually, you realize that no matter what you do in the gym, it's never going to be enough. And so you start hard maxing. Soft maxing, you go to the gym, you train, you look good, you decrease your body fat percentage, you put on a little bit of muscle, but that's not enough. And so you hard max. You start getting limb lengthening surgery. You start punching the bones in your face. You get surgeries. You do exactly what Mike and claviculum have been doing. And so please be careful on which influencers you follow. The wrong influencer, it's only going to mess you up.
I have one existence proof of this. Even the sociological notion of love at first sight. How in the hell can that be not involving appearance if it's literally at only sight?
The fact that there's actually a thing where people say love at first sight, this proves how much looks actually matters. Now, is there actually love at first sight? No, it's lust at first sight. And men, more often than women, they really care a lot about a person's appearance. Looks more than anything. But remember, that only gets you in the door. If you have a nice shiny car, a beautiful home, but once you open the door to the car or the home, it's disgusting inside. It smells bad, it's rotted out. You don't want to be with that person. And so just because someone on the outside looks amazing, it doesn't mean they're going to be the right person for you. But it does get you in the door. And because of this, guys like Mr. Mike and Mr. Claviculum, they overemphasize the importance of your appearance. Sure, if you look better, you're going to have more people want to get to know you. But if you take it too far, beyond soft maxing, going to the gym, losing weight, being healthy, dressing nice, doing the simple things, if you go beyond that, it's actually going to hurt you. Claviculum, who's already 6'2", already above average good looking, if he gets limb lengthening surgery to be 6'6", he's gonna look silly. If he puts on makeup, shoulder pads, people are gonna wonder what's going on. And once he gets those titanium implants, people are gonna say, what did you do?
Why are you gay?
And so you're actually reducing your options. Mr. Mike, who's on all the steroids, the Retas, the GLPs, getting surgeries, people are thinking, what's wrong with you? I mean, there's nothing wrong with him going to the gym and eating healthy and so on, but when you take it so far that you develop body dysmorphia, people don't want that. They don't want bro who's putting on makeup. They don't want bro who's going through all those surgeries. Yes, be confident. Yes, improve your appearance, but don't take it this far.
It's kind of called the black pill movement. We've had on 2 guests recently, and they kind of say that face matters more than everything else.
The black pill movement, and lo and behold, they throw up clavicular.
Clavicular.
And so, does Dr. Mike not sound like clavicular? Are these not one and the same? Is it possible that Mr. Mike is clavicular's long-lost father, that he stepped out years ago to get a bag of milk? Is it possible that Dr. Mike has had sexy time? Maybe.
There are other things at least as important as facial aesthetics. I would say, on average, like height is probably more important than facial aesthetics.
Is height more important than facial aesthetics? I think it's still the face. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a black-pilled moron, but I still think that if you're hot, this area, it supersedes being not hot and 6'3". Hi there, ugly man, who's 100 pounds overweight. I don't think that guy's getting more girls than Mr. Super Hot 5'5". Especially if that 5'5" has money, fame, athleticism. I mean, just the other day I saw a guy 5'4" winning a freaking slam dunk competition, jumping over guys 6'6" reverse dunk. He's 5'4". Do you think he's struggling to get a girl? I don't think so.
If you're in the bottom third or fourth, you may be having a rough time because then you're just like the U word, right?
And so Mike says, if your looks is in the bottom third, so you're a 3 out of 10, you're probably going to struggle with the ladies. But I'm sorry, but I have to agree. If you're inherently ugly, you're not going to have an easy time getting people who are attractive. It's just not how life works. And the problem with men is that if you're a 3 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10, do you really think the girls who are a 3 out of 10, a 2 out of 10 are going to want to date you? Or are they not going to want to date up? We know that hypergamy exists. Everyone trying to get the best that they can get. And because of online dating, the way it's set up, there are way more men on online dating platforms than females. And so what happens is women who are 3s are dating 5s and 6s. The men who are 3s are dating 1s. And so unfortunately, 1s don't match up with 1s, 2s with 2s, 3s with 3s, and so on. If it did, world would be hunky-dory. All the beautiful people would be with all the beautiful people. But what's happening is women are dating up. They won't date down. Men are willing to date down, and it's essentially because they have to. But here lies the main problem. 80% of women want to date 20% of men. Everyone wants a date at the top. The 8s, 9s, and 10s. Everyone wants them. Wouldn't you? Doesn't everyone want a nice sports car? A nice house? The best clothes? And so we all want the best, but we can't all get it. And so if almost every woman wants the best of the best men, and there's not enough of them out there, what do you think is happening? The bottom third are getting nothing. I believe I read a study where over 30% of men had not had sexy time in the last year. Do you think that that is by choice? Oh, they're just super religious. They're waiting for marriage. No. It's because they can't get it no matter what. And so my advice, which is similar to Mr. Mike and Clavicular, it's to Looksmaxx, but to do it within reason. To go to the gym, to decrease your body fat, perhaps down to 15% or even less. Whatever's reasonable. To put on some muscle, to get some biceps, to build up your shoulders. But don't wear shoulder pads. And to groom yourselves. Perhaps you shave, you get a haircut, but not to the point where you're bone smashing and covering everything up with makeup. Women don't want to wake up in the morning with you with your mascara running off on the pillow seat. It's not cool. A feminine woman most likely is going to want a masculine man. 90% of women are feminine, and so if you're not acting like this, a masculine man, your choices are very limited.
Like if you're destitute, poor, and you're 5'5", and you're not so good with speaking to people.
And so the question is Mike a top or a bottom? I think he's a bottom. Talking about looks. What do you guys think I'm talking about? Bottom third.
If you're a cute guy, you gotta have a few other things going for you, and some of them matter like pretty much substantially more in facial attractiveness, unless it's awful. And then plastic surgery will fix that shit for you.
Plastic surgery isn't automatically gonna make a man attractive. I mean, it's possible that it can help, but it's not an automatic thing. And so if you are going for facial reconstruction surgery, remember, it doesn't always end well.
And it's also a thing where it's once your testosterone is high normal, more testosterone doesn't really help you.
Did Mike just say once your testosterone level's at a high normal, more doesn't help you? I don't think that he actually believes this. Does anyone think that Mike just has high normal levels of testosterone? Or does anyone think he's not on testosterone? There's no way you're going to convince me that Mike is just on HRT. He's on super physiological levels of testosterone, steroids, and so on. He's admitted this in the past. And so if it doesn't help you, why is he doing it? He's doing it because he wants more muscle. He wants to look better. And so Mike is Looksmaxxing, but unfortunately not in a healthy way.
However you are, if you want outcomes in life to be better, you're the common denominator. If you make yourself better, however you define that, you're probably going to get some better outcomes.
And so Mike clearly is a fan of Looksmaxxing, of doing whatever it takes, including facial reconstruction surgery. The problem is I don't want the people to take it too far. And once you get on the facial reconstruction bandwagon, it's very easy to stop. It's addictive. And so what happens in many cases is you get on the hedonic treadmill. You continue to get closer to your goal. You want to be a 9 out of 10. You get the nose job. Hey, it looks great, but then what? Your lips need to be done. Your eyes are incorrect. Your ears bug out too much. And the more surgeries you get, the more you think you're looking good, but there comes a time when you start to look worse. We see it all the time. We see the people with the hot dog lips. We see the extraordinary amounts of Botox, facelifts, and people starting to look a little weird or different. And behind their backs and oftentimes to their face, they start to make fun of them. We see it on social media and people say, oh, that's bullying, it's bad. No, it's not bad. I say, let's do it even more. And the reason for that is because if we continue to bully these people, we make fun of them. Your lips, they look stupid. What's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Claviculum. Why do you have titanium bones in your cheeks? You look like a moron. If we do that, it will discourage other people from copying these morons and doing the exact same thing. And so bring bullying back. Body positivity wasn't made for this shit. It's made for people who are in a wheelchair. They're in an accident. They're suffering. They got cancer. They got disfigured. They're burn victims. Hey, you're still worthy. It's not for people who do stupid bullshit to their bodies thinking that it's going to make them look better. And no, it doesn't apply to people who are 400 or 500 pounds trying to make it look like they look good. No, you look horrendous. You look horrible. Lose some weight. Now, 10 years ago perhaps, there was not much they could do. Aside from getting my cookbook, going to the gym, working out, that's all they could do. But some people, they didn't have enough willpower. They were too hungry. But in 2025, there are peptides, there are drugs, there are things that you can take. Perhaps you have lower levels of testosterone. You need a boost. Well, here's what you can do. You can click the link in the description. You can go to AlgoRx. You can get your blood work by doctors who can then legally prescribe you legal pharmaceutical medications. No gatekeeping and very, very affordable prices, much cheaper than, for example, Merrick Health. And so if you're considering or you're already a client of other health and wellness clinics, please compare the prices. I mean, why spend extra thousands of dollars when you can get it significantly cheaper from AlgoRx? And if you use code Greg, you'll save an additional 10%. Click the link in the description.
Do you think going to the gym is overrated?
Underrated. 100% underrated. Going to the gym is underrated. Clavicular, he hasn't gone to the gym in a month. He's literally the poster boy, the face child, and he can't even do the most basic things, the low-hanging fruit to improve his physique. Go to the gym and lift some weights and go harder than last time. It's as simple as that.